us.
Good evening, sir. So
Good
was it
evening.
Monday class?
Yes, Monday class.
I was not on Monday, sir. I did not have this class. I was not in class.
It's all right. AK Uchenna,
Ah, present,
please.
sir.
Thank you, sir. So tell us what did we do on Monday?
Okay. On Monday, I did not join on time, but when I joined, Mr. Oba was asking us how far we have gone in the 100 days of code challenge and the short video that he asked us to do to post on LinkedIn or Twitter. So everybody gave their own responses and he encouraged us to do more and get ready for today's
Okay,
what happened on Monday.
all right. Thank you very much, AK Uchenna. Okay, on a general note, I'll be throwing. What is the time? This is 8:20:08, remaining 2 or 3 minutes. On a general note, I'll be throwing questions randomly. Okay, so if you want to answer, just raise your hand, then I'll point to you, then you answer. Okay. Now, the first question I would like to ask is who can tell me what a function is? What do you understand by function? What is it used for? Please, we don't have time, okay? Someone should raise his or her hand. Or should I call name? Okay, Tanya. Thank you very much. My own Tanya. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, a very quick one. Functions are block of code that perform specific tasks. It
Very
helps
good.
you to It helps you to divide or break down your problems into smaller.
Nice, nice, nice. Impressive. Thank you very much. Okay, next question. What are parameters in function and why do we need parameters in function? Should I call them parameters in function? I know we know this. We've done it before. So let's be fast, please. All right, Uchenna, tell us what we do with parameters in function.
Uchenna again.
Okay, don't worry. Wait, let me look for another person.
Look for Uchechukwu Orajulu.
That's Uchechukwu. Yes, these things are abbreviated, so I wanted to call Uchechukwu. Uche is showing everywhere. Mr. Uchechukwu. Hmm.
Jesus Christ.
In the wrong.
What are parameters in function?
Okay, this one is easy. I can do it. So,
Yes,
good
that's what I
evening,
like.
everybody.
You're welcome.
Parameters are a way of specifying to the function the number of or the type and number of arguments that it should accept when it is working.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Now, the next question: what is global variable? What is global variable in function? I know we've done global variable and what's the name of the other one? So, who can tell me what a global variable is? Mr. Chikwado, what is a global variable?
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good. Yes, we can hear you. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Variable is what's it called? Sorry, global variable is that variable that is declared outside a function, which is accessible anywhere in a function.
Very good. Thank you very much. How about local variables? Answer it at once. Local variables.
Okay, local variables are enclosed inside a function, right? It is a function. Sorry, it is a variable that is inside the function, and it can be called or it can be seen outside the function.
Mm, impressive. All right. I must tell us that I am so much impressed by our responses so far, and it really tells that you guys have been, have been following, and you guys have been doing wonderfully well. And I must tell you that I'm impressed by our responses. Okay, so keep it up, guys. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. I must tell us, we are really, 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 really trying, and it's encouraging seeing you guys, keeping up to whatever thing we are doing. So this is me to you. Thumbs up to you guys. Okay, keep it up. We are impressed. Okay, so moving ahead, today we are going to the next phase of our journey so far. Okay, we are moving into the next phase of our Python journey, and this phase is going to help us know the intermediary level of learning Python programming. What we have been doing all this while are the primary. Okay, what I've been doing so far, the primary of Python. Okay, so once you know this primary, the next phase, which is what we are going to go into today, is not going to be as hard as, or is not going to be as tough as when you do not know Python. Okay, so what we are going to do today is to learn about OOP. I believe we've gotten the materials already, and so that is it. What is OOP? OOP stands for um, OOP stands for Object Oriented Program or Object Oriented Programming. Okay, so it is a way. OOP is a way of writing code by organizing it into an object. Okay, OOP is a way of writing code by organizing it into an object. Now, someone will ask what an object is. Okay, so an object is anything that has an attribute or a behavior, right? So that is to say that every program that we have written so far is an object. When you do print hello world, that hello there is an object. So far that it has an attribute and a behavior, it is known as a what? It is known as an object. So recapping, OOP is a way to write code. Is a way to write code by organizing it into objects. Okay. So think of let's bring it down in a way that we understand. For example, we have a car, right? A car can be used as an object. And what are the attributes of a car? The attribute of a car is that it has color. Okay, it has a brand, it has a year. So these are the attributes that we can give a car. What color is this car? This color is red. This car is red in color. What brand is this car? This is Mercedes or this is Toyota. These are the brands. What year is this car produced? Okay, or the type, the level of fuel, and all the rest of it. So these are known as the attributes of a car. Now, the behavior of a car is, for example, a car can drive, a car can move from one place to another, a car can stop, can apply brake, you know, a car do can carry passengers, a car can carry more than one person or thereabout. So that is what an object is in a real scenario. Okay, so we can say that object-oriented programming is a way of writing computer program where you model things as objects, like real-world things. So in programming definition, we can say that OOP is a programming paradigm that organizes software designs around objects rather than function. Okay, these objects are instances of class, which serves as blueprint defining the structure and data attributes and their behavior. Good. Now, when do we need to use object-oriented programming, or when do we need to integrate OOP in our programming? When we need to use OOP is when your project model real-world entities. Remember, I told us that we are moving into the next phase of our journey in Python. Now, this phase is where we have to um, not only write code, but make it to be in real world entities. Okay. So in that case, when you want to do such a thing, you need an OOP. You need to make your code to be object oriented, not using functions and variables littered everywhere. You need to organize your code in the way that it will be object oriented. Okay. The second reason why you need to use OOP is to make your code reusable. Okay. So in programming, there is something we call dry. And dry stands for don't repeat yourself. That is the full meaning of dry. Okay. So when you are writing code, you are to write code that you should not repeat yourself often. So how do you achieve that? The only way you can achieve that is using an OOP, making your code to be object oriented. So when your code is object oriented, you can simply call the object anytime or anywhere without writing the code all over again. Imagine you're writing a code that is going to give you a logic about something, and at the same time, this logic is going to be implemented somewhere else. So instead of writing those code or those functions again and again, right, you need to put them in an object-oriented program, and in that case, you will now be able to reuse them however and whenever you want. When next do you need to use an object-oriented program? Is when you want to have an organized. Did someone raise his hand?
No, no, um,
Can we hear me?
not really. The
They,
person
they
dropped
just
a
they just
message.
texted.
Just drop the
Sorry?
message. Drop the message on the message box. I'm replying him.
Okay. All right. So, moving ahead, you want to organize big projects into manageable piece. Okay. So, OOP or object-oriented programming helps you to manage projects instead of writing all the codes in one file. Object-oriented programming is going to help you manage those codes in piece. Like you have this piece of code is going to help you do this. The other piece of code is helping you do that. Okay. So these are the importance of or when to use object-oriented programming. And then another reason why you need object-oriented programming is when you are writing code, you should know that the your code is prone for new features. Okay, So you won't write, you won't, it is not advisable for you to be writing a static code. Static code are those code that before you, the static code are those code that are just, when you are when you are finished writing the code, there is no need for modification again. It is there, it is there. There is no, way to add more features to it. You understand? So when you use object-oriented programming, you are making room for new features to be added to your project or to your code. Yeah. So the importance of object-oriented programming is that object-oriented programming helps break a big program into smaller logics and parts. That is to say, when you have a project that is going to, I'm using a web now as an instance. For example, an e-commerce project. You're asked to build an e-commerce project. Okay, with object-oriented pattern or object-oriented program, it is going to help you break your code into smaller logics or parts. And the importance of breaking this code into smaller logics or parts is that whenever you have a problem anywhere, okay, whenever you have a bug along the line, you can simply go to, a particular place without having to have a hassle fixing your code. You just go to one particular module and fix the problem, and this problem is not going to affect every other part of your code. Are we getting what I'm saying? Am I too fast? Hello, can we hear me? Are we following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
All right. So the importance of OOP is that it is going to help you organize and structure your code, right? Another importance is that it is going to help you make your code to be reusable. Once you create a class, we are going to be going into class very soon. You can use it and again without writing the code. Another importance is that it is going to make your code to be scalable. Okay, scalable here means it's going to help you add more features to your code, just like we have explained. Another importance is that it is going to help you or help your code to be secured. Okay, so you won't need to be writing an exposed code. Okay, it's going to help you encapsulate. There's something called encapsulation. So encapsulation means people are just going to be seeing the outer layer, while the main logic, the main engine of your code is hidden inside. So it's going to help you encapsulate your code. So we're going to be going deeper into all these things in subsequent time. Okay, encapsulation, we'll talk about the concept of OOP, but you just need to have this at the back of your mind. All right, so the last but not the least is that um, OOP is going to help you maintain your code. Just like I said before, if a bug occurs, you know exactly where to look in your class responsible. Okay, so in this case, when you have a bug, you don't need to start looking your code from line 1 to line 2000. Okay, in coding there is something we call monolithic, and there's something we call a monolithic and what's the name when we used to split code into parts. Who can help you with that? Mr. Tosi. We have monolithic. Okay, we have my Guinness service. Oh Lord, what am I trying to say? Monolithic is where you put jam pack all your code in one piece of code, and we have microservice. Yes, that's what I want to remember. Okay, so microservice is when you split your code. Mr. Hampo, please mute your mic. Microservice is when you split your code into smaller particles. Okay, so whenever you have an error in any of your program, you can simply go there because you've split them, like you've organized them into smaller units. You can simply go there and fix the bug or the error without having to reshuffle your code and doing all the rest of it. Okay, so these are the importance of OOP. These are the importance of object oriented programming. Okay, now in object oriented programming, before we go into the concept of OOP, we need to know how the basic of this object oriented programming. Okay, and that is what we call class. Okay, let me share my screen and we will see what I'm trying to see. Select the screen. Mm-mm. Wait, can we see the screen now?
Not yet.
Okay.
What he has said so far. What is OOP?
Amen. Object-oriented programming.
Okay, object-oriented programming. Yes. Someone else. Thank you, Rosemary Chukwuemeka. No one else talking.
Okay. He said it's a way of writing our codes so that it can be organized into objects, especially when we are doing real life projects.
That's awesome. And Chikwado Favor Chibuke, you can speak.
Okay, he said it is a nice approach to writing our code so that we won't repeat ourselves. He made mention of the acronym DRY. Don't repeat yourself. Yeah.
That's awesome. All of you said writing. So in object-oriented programming, there are two things that are very, very key for us to know. Who can tell me what are those two things?
The behavior of the object and the class.
Good. the behavior of the object, and the class. Mm,
And the attribute.
and the what?
Attribute.
Attributes. Good. Now you said it's the behavior and the attribute. Okay, a real life example of behavior and attributes. I think I can have a female now. Where is Tanya? Is Tanya not in class today?
I'm here, sir. Good
Okay,
evening, sir.
so I would like to hear from you. Example of an attribute, example of,
Sorry,
I'm
sir.
waiting. Example of an
The
attribute.
question again.
Okay, I said in object-oriented programming, there are two things that are very important. And what are those things? So someone rightly told said that the two things that are important, they are the attributes, and also he made mention of the behavior, right? The behavior and the attributes. So I'm asking for a real life example of a class behavior and a class attributes.
Please, somebody should help me.
Okay, so okay, Mr. Douglas is back, so I think he can proceed from here. But Tanya, before Mr. Douglas will proceed, and a real life example of behavior and attributes, looking at human behavior can be walking, can be talking, while the attribute can look at the complexion of the person, the height of the person. That is the attribute. Attribute is just the properties, while behavior are the things the person can do or the things the person does. Okay, thank you, Mr. Douglas. I think if you are here, you can, or has it gone out again? Okay,
Yes, it's
so
out again.
okay, Pennywise network is stable. Let's continue.
So he's here.
From is Mr. Douglas here? Okay,
I'm here, Mr. Hampo. Continue. Let me just fix one or two, okay?
okay, sir.
Yeah.
So we also have learned the importance of using OOP. So who can tell me one of the importance? As someone says, start to stay dry, which is start to not repeat ourselves. Dry is actually an acronym for do not repeat yourself.
It
So
helps in scalability of code.
good. It helps the scalability of code. Yes. Good. Okay. Precious, you can speak up.
It helps our code to be secure.
Pardon, you said what?
It helps secure our code so it's not be
Okay, Tanya, you can speak.
Yeah. It's reusable.
Good. I like that. It makes our code reusable. Okay. That shows we are listening. Okay. So we also have collaboration and teamwork. For example, you're building a class. Um, is what you want to have it just like let's make a reflection back to when we're writing that simulation for USSD app, that is phone app. We can remember, right? We find out that the structure was just given down. then gradually we built it. So it's something like that. You can define your class, declare the methods, then different individuals can work on the methods, then they incorporate it back into the class. That is collaboration and teamwork. Do you get that? So if we look at a car, for example, now you want to produce a car. Which of these methods will you prefer? To produce the car once, when you produce it, you can reproduce other vehicles, other brands actually, from that prototype. Which will you prefer?
The second one.
The second one. Good. Okay. Just like let's make, I don't know, have any of you used CSS? Okay, let me not go into
Okay,
that. Okay, you're back.
Mr. Hampo, thank you. Yes, I'm back. Thank you very, very much. I
Okay, you're
really
welcome, sir.
appreciate. Okay, yeah. So I believe you can see my screen, right?
It's from
I
my
can't see the
end.
screen.
Maybe it's
Can we
my
see my
network.
screen?
Maybe it's my network. Okay, yes, visible. Yes, visible.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Let's proceed at once. Okay, just like I told us before we dive into concept of OOP, we need to understand the first thing. We need to take the first things first. Okay. So the first thing we need to take is to know what a class is, right? So let me minimize this. A class is a blueprint. A simple definition of a class is that it is a blueprint for creating objects. Okay, just like when you have a mold that you use in molding block, or an architect that you can use in building a house, right? So with that you can use it to build a house, you can use it to build another house, you can use it to build, with that same mold or with that same architect or architecture. I think that is what it is called, those that are into that field. So that is basically what a class is. It is a blueprint for creating objects. Okay. So inside a class, it defines an attribute and it defines a method. I've told us what an attribute is. And I told us that attributes are um, okay, example of an attribute are those variables that you create inside a class. Those are known as attributes. And we have method as well. And method that functions that are inside a class. Okay. Now, how do we create a class? We create a class by using the keyword CLASS. Okay. Just like we do with functions and everything, we must make sure that um, our class has a unique name. Okay, we must make sure that our class has a unique name. So when we create a class, we can call this class person. Okay, we can call this class person. Now we've created a class. And in this class, we can define whatever thing we want to define. Okay. Let's say, for example, we have we want to have a person's name, and we want to have a person's age in this class. Okay, so this is how to create a class in Python. If someone is not please our hand,
No,
please, I'm
sir.
sharing my full screen. Okay, I'm sharing my full screen. If you want to say anything, just indicate, then you talk. All right. So when we create a class, this here we will. Okay, let me just explain it at once. This is what we initializer. Okay, so we are going to go deep into this later. Okay, but for now, know that this is an initializer. What does it do? It helps us to initialize, or it helps us to give an initials for a variable, just like we have here. Remember, we've mentioned, we've talked about attributes. It helps us give a definition of what an attribute should look like. So you can see here we have self.name is equal to name, and we have self.age is equal to age. Okay, so this initializer, we can use this initializer everywhere, in wherever we want to use it in our code. Just like we have this greet here, and we have self.name, and I am self.age. Self.name and self.age are actually coming from the initializer. And this initializer are one of the magic methods we have in Python. They are one of the magic methods. We have other magic methods, and we will go into that subsequent time. But this is all you need to know for now. All right. So I have created a class called person, and I've created an attribute which is the name and the age of a person. Okay. So remember what I told us about attributes. Okay. Attributes are the data of what happens in our class, right, or in OOP. Okay. Now behavior, which is the this thing, is now the greeting. Just like the example I gave us with a car. A car have red color. If you want to do something like that, so we'll just do class car, and sorry, we'll have our initializer. Wow. Okay, we have our initializer def init. Then you can do self, and we have color, and we have brand. Okay, so inside here, I don't know why my enter key I have refused to work. God of heaven, what is this now? Okay, so we have you can say self dot color is going to be equal to color. Man, computer is hanging. Oh. load. And we have self my battery is low as well. Dot brand, which is equal to brand. Okay. All right. So this is basically how to create a class. We define our initializer, then we have the methods which defines whatever we have to define our class. Okay, so Mr. Ampo, please, I would like you to take over. My laptop is seriously hanging. Let me find a way to fix it. Should we restart?
Okay, no problem.
Are you there? Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Let me stop sharing.
Okay, so can we continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see that in the creation of the class, sorry for that, the call came in. In the creation of the class, you specify you specify your parameters, let me say in the init class, in the init method, and when you want to make that class, it's very simple in the sense that in this, before I proceed with this, instead that I want to create a class of person, I can simply create the class person by calling person, which is the name of the class. Then also I'll supply the age and the name and the age. Are we together? I'll supply the name and the age. For example, I want to create Tanya. Let me say Tanya is a person. I want to make her as an object. I'll specify person. Then what is the name? What's the name? The name is Tanya. Then what's the age? The age, let me assume you are 45. I know you are not up to 45. Okay. Then, funny enough, if I want to use I've created the class Tanya, right? If I want to, I can use print. Let me bring that out. Sorry, not print. Let me say Tanya dots. I can greet Tanya dot greet, which is now a method. If I use Tanya dot age, it gives me the age. Right? Okay, let me go with the variable first, with the properties first, or which we call the data. Like I say, print Tanya dot age. If I want to know the age of Tanya, okay, I can come over here. I have my Python 3 OOP1 dot py. Then it prints 45. I guess you can see my screen. Is my screen too small?
Your screen is a little bit small. Can you increase it?
You could have said it. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we just saw how we can access the data. Now let's say I want to greet, I want to access that method in that particular class using the particular class. I can go by saying Tanya dot greet. So if I should run this, it did not run anything. Okay. Print. Sorry, I missed my print. Print Tanya.greet is that hello, my name is Tanya and I am 45 years old. So since I've written this code, I want to create another class. Maybe I'll use, sorry, I'm using female name. I'll use Precious. Sorry, not Precious, Precious. I use Precious and I call the class person. Then I specify the name, which is Precious. Also, I specify the age. Let me just make the reverse 54. Okay, let me use someone else. I think I saw somebody. Which name will I use now? Let me use Nelson. I use Nelson, and I have person. So I specify the name as Nelson. Nelson Bruce. Call the age 99. Okay. With this, I have created 3 different persons, but I did not repeat this code. And these 3 different persons, I can still greet with them. I can greet, but this time around, I'm not going to use that. I'll use the object. I'll use the object, of which Precious is an object, and Nelson also is an object. So when I run this, you see it's very simple. Hello, my name is Tanya. I'm 45 years old. Hello, my name is Precious. I am 54 years old. Hello, my name is Nelson Bruce, and I am 99 years old. Okay, who doesn't understand should ask a question now. Ask me a question, or I should ask you a question.
Precious hand is up. Precious hand is up.
Okay, please, Precious, go on with your question. Precious, you can ask your question, please.
Unmute yourself.
So let me ask on her
Unmute
behalf,
yourself.
please.
Okay. Go ahead if you're ready.
Not Precious, yeah, it's Uchenna. So please, can you recap, I beg?
Okay, let me recap. We created a class called person, right? Now, I remember when we discussed about the objectives or advantages of OOP, we just stated here that it helps us to stay dry by not, we do not repeat ourselves. It helps us to stay dry. It also helps us for reusability and some other things for scalability too. Now we just have this 7 lines of code, which is a class of a person, and the class, we can create different objects from the class. The class being the main and the object being the blueprint of a class, right? So first, in Python programming language, when we want to create a class, we start with the keyword class. It is a convention that the name of the class should be in capital letter. That is the first letter there. the first character should be in capital uppercase. Then after that, we make a down method, which is called a magic method also, which is that init for initialization. That is what you can use to initialize the objects of that class. It's actually a constructor. So in this way, we have the class person, and we want for us to create objects in this class person, we will specify the name and also the age. So these are what we require here. That self means that it is referring to the class itself. So the the properties which are the data also is this name and age. So as we specify them, yeah, just like we are specifying parameters or arguments in defining a function, then you will come next to declare that self.name is name. So any name I supply here, it will take it as that name to use for the creation of the class anywhere it sees the name. The same thing goes with the age. So this greet is a method, which is a behavior of what a person can do. A person can greet. So we just said if the greet method is called, a method is also a function. We should not be confused. Just that a method is a function inside the class. A function is a function outside the class. Do we get that? So when the function or when the method greet is called, it should make use of the class person because it is inside the class and it is referring to self. So all the properties, that's all the data that we want to use in this in this grid is being referred to self.name, self.age. You can see it here being referred here. So when I create an object, for example, the object is Tanya, and I specify that the object is based on the class person, and the name of that object is Tanya, and the age is 45. I've just created the class. I just created the object Tanya. I also created object Precious. I also created object Nursing. Now, initially, I did that. If I use Tanya dot age, it will tell me the age of that object I created. And if you observe, it has no bracket, open and close bracket, because it is not a method. It is not a method. Now, this other method, greets, when I use Tanya.greet, it shows me that it's a method because of this parenthesis I use, and from my declaration. From my declaration, you can see that it is a method, right? So I only told you that return hello, my name is this self.name, which is it will take that name that was used in creating the objects. That's what is just playing here. Do you understand?
Yes, another.
Yes, sir, I understand that. So, but what's that self there doing? Is self
Good.
the name
The
we are using
self
as Kenya?
refers to the class. Now, without the self tells Python programming and you the programmer that it is a method. If I should take away this self here, if I should take away this self, huh? If I should take away this self, you find out that it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. Even at this point, if I take away this self, it becomes a problem. So on your own, you can practice and find out that even without using self, I can use another thing and it will work. Do you get me? If you don't want to use self, you can use another thing and it will work. But the conversion is the use self and it refers to the class.
Okay.
Yeah, in addition to what you said, the keyword and that self there is a keyword, okay, and it is one of the most important concepts in OOP, right? So in the sense that it is a kind of reference to the current object. I get what I'm saying. So that self there it serves as a reference to the current object, which is being passed in the initializer. Okay. So whenever you create, so what happens there is whenever you create an object, Python automatically passes that object to a method as the first parameter. So whenever you create a method generally in a class, okay, so it requires you to pass in a parameter by default. So that parameter is what generally it's known as self. You can put in any other field there, but generally you can use it is generally accepted that you use self for conversion purposes. Is that clear?
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
We have more hands
Yeah.
up. Can we take the hands? Questions are coming.
Okay.
Yes, we have some person's hand up. I think Precious was the person that asked the question that has been answered. Precious, if you're satisfied, maybe you bring down your hand. I think Tanya's hand is up.
No, Precious haven't answered a question.
Okay, yes, that's
She
true.
raised her hand and she left.
It's okay, that's true. So Tanya, your hand is up, and I believe Uchechukwu Hajuro, the question you asked on the comment or the comment has been answered by these explanations. So Tanya, go ahead.
Okay, please. For the variables you declared, the names variable you declared, what if it comes before the class? Can it comes before the class? Or it has to be under the class?
That is, you mean the init?
I think
No,
she means
the variables, the name variables
The
you
self
declared.
dot name, the self dot age. It has to be under the init, that is the constructor, the initialization inside the class. Sorry, I'm coming. I have to attend to somebody. Yes,
All right. Before you to add to what you said, basically you can add a variable outside the init method. Okay, so that is going to be known as a global attribute. But we're talking about attributes now. So what happens is that whenever you put in a variable outside that init, maybe before the init you have name equal to Amaka or anything. So what happens is that that is going to serve as a global attribute, and you can use it anywhere, even outside this thing, the class. Okay, but once you want to have an attribute inside a class, I think that is known as a local attribute. You pass them through inside the method itself. Did you get that, Miss Tanya? Is she there?
Yes, she's here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. Okay. So any other question?
Yes,
Who
sir.
else is asking a question? Okay, Miss Precious.
Sir, I want to ask, you said for OP, it has
an attribute and a behavior. So now I understand that the variables inside the class are the
Please
attributes.
repeat,
So
repeat.
I said from the class, I understand that OOP has two key things, which is an attribute and a behavior.
Yeah,
And the variables inside the class are the attributes. So from this code, what is the behavior? Is it the greet?
exactly. The greet there is the behavior. Remember, this is just a sample code. The greet there can be a behavior. You can decide to add another behavior. Okay, so let me ask you, what other behavior do you think a person possess apart from greet? For example, you can decide to add another behavior like talk. Okay, you can decide to add another behavior like run. So those methods there, basically when you define a method like this, you are automatically creating a behavior for that class. Did you get? So when you have attributes like this created, you are creating sorry, I mean variables like this created in the init. What you are doing is you are creating an attribute, okay, which is the attribute of that class. Does this person have an eye? Does this person have a name? How old is this person? So those are the things you need to define in attribute. So in this person's name, how is he going to use this name? Now look at how you understand these things. Understand this behavior. For example, in English now we have a noun and we have a verb. Okay, so the noun is giving something a name or an attribute. This is what this thing is called, and this is what this thing is called. Those are the attributes. Now this thing that is called this, how is it going to act? What is going to be the actions of what is going to happen? That should be a, a method. That is when you need to create a method, and that is known as the behavior. Is your question answered?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other question? Okay, Mr. Hampo, you can continue. Are you back, Mr. Hampo?
Okay, sorry. I had to attend to somebody that knocked on my door.
Is that right?
Okay. So we've created the method worked and also how we can get the data or what we call the properties of a class. Now I want to look at, since all questions have been answered, should we create another class or should we look at the concept of a class?
We should create another class.
Okay, so good and fine. So which class do you want us to create? Tell us which class do you want us to create? I'm waiting. Any person can suggest. Anybody can suggest which class are we creating?
So let's continue with the class.
Objects.
Car. Okay, good. Car. So we'll create a we'll create a class called car. We have to initialize init. Okay, so what are the properties of a car? A car should have a what? A name, right? Am I correct?
Model.
What else? I'm not going to be the one suggesting. You please tell me what a class should have.
Model.
Okay, model. Yes.
Color.
Okay, color. Okay, let me get one more. How?
Maybe you should add type.
Plate number or the number plate.
The number plates. Okay. Yeah. Number plates. Number plates. Okay. But at the point of creating a car, is the number plate created or at the point of registration?
Point
Point
of
of
registration.
registration.
So I will not go with
Let's use type. Let's use
I will not
type.
go with number
The
plates.
minivan or SUV.
Okay.
Let's
Type.
start now.
You mean brand?
Why not go with the year? The year it was made.
Type. What I mean by type is if is an SUV, a minivan, or
We
whatever. It's
have
not.
model
It
there
doesn't have
now.
to do with brand.
I
No,
think
it's not.
That is model.
Model is different. Model is different from type. Brand is different from type.
Please let
You
Okay.
those that have
understand?
cars speak. If you know you don't have
Okay.
car, you close your mouth. Let those that have cars to talk.
I have legitimate.
Okay. So we have this data. So we can go on self dot what dot name. Then what will it be? Name. Right? Self dot model. Self dot color. Okay, good. I'm done with my init. So what method should we create? What can a car do? What can a car do? No one is speaking.
It can accelerate.
It can accelerate.
Speed, I guess.
Speed. OS. OS.
Velocity. Time.
Velocity. Okay.
Ignition. A car starts like.
Okay. So now for us to do all those things, we have to make use of something that we have not learned, which has to do with what is it called? Which okay, let me just say speed. Let me go this speed. So we proceed. So I've called on speed and I have to define that speed so that when I call on accelerate and there will be an action that is being done. Do you understand? So now I'll say when I call on accelerate, I should, let me just do this return a string this. I can't define this here. Okay, let me go do this. Uh, because speed has increased. Okay, so let's create the car, the object. Let's create two cars. So car one. So how can I create the car? Somebody should speak.
Call the class and
Pardon?
then call the class
Good,
car,
which is what
the
car.
class car.
Yes.
Yes, with the
So
argument as the parameters we specified.
so the first thing we specify is what the name.
Yes.
So what's the name? Let's use Toyota. Okay. Then what next? The model. Uh, who can tell what's this Toyota model? Sienna. Uh-huh. Then the color is black. So the year it was produced is 2023. And what is the type? So what's the type? Sienna is
Then is a
what?
minivan.
Is it a van? It's
A
not a van.
minivan.
Sienna, is
Minivan.
Sienna a minivan? Okay, minivan.
Either a minivan or a minibus. I think it is described as either a minibus or a minivan, something like that.
Okay,
We
so
can use like that for the sake
let's
of
create
learning.
another car. Precious, tell us the car you want in future. Precious, tell us the car you want in future.
I've
Okay,
not checked for
Precious,
the car.
you say?
I've not checked for the car, sir.
You've not checked for the car. Okay, tell us, Tanya, tell us the car you want. Tanya,
Venza.
Venza, good. So that is also a Toyota product, right? Am I correct?
Oh.
You don't know.
Yes, sir.
So what color do you prefer? Gray, red, white?
Green.
Green. Wow. Can it be green?
Army
Okay,
green.
what's the next? Okay,
She
the
she
yellow
loves
shade.
Nigeria.
And I think Venza is SUV. Am I right? So we can make
Yeah,
a
yes, you are. Yes.
okay, good. So we can make use of each of these things. I can access if I want to get the name of the car, if I want to get the type, the color, the year of production, I can always access it using the object dots, that particular variable, or sorry, that particular property, and it will just give me what I want. Do you understand? For example, let me ask someone if I want to get the type of car one, how will I get it? The type of car one, how will I get it? Anyone can speak. Mr. Douglas, your hand is up.
Sorry, that was before, not now.
Okay. The hand
I
of the
think
tire, you bring that down.
you can print that type of car.
Pardon? You say I can print what?
Print in then brackets, type,
type,
Then car one
car
in
one.
bracket. Yeah.
Is that correct?
What did
No?
you ask?
I
What did
think
you ask,
print
boss?
car
Print.
one dot
If I
type.
want to
I
print
think
the type
I
of
think
the
you
car.
do. I think you do print, then car bracket car one dot type.
Good. That is it. Car one dot type. But if I do it the other way, it will still work, but it will give me something else. It will not give me an error. If I should do it the way Bruce said, it prints type of car one. It will work. It will not give me an error. Let's check it out. Or it worked. It told me that it's a main and it's a car. That is a class. Look at it. It's a class. Eh? So I guess Mr. Bruce, because we use type and type, type we used to tell us the type of variable. So that's not the kind of type we're referring to here, Mr. Bruce. We want to get the type of the class, not the type of that variable or object. So when I do this, it will give me what? Minivan. Okay, let's see. Let's proceed. Mr. Bruce, did you get it clear?
Oh yeah, I think I didn't get your question right.
Okay. So let's see. The car speed has increased by speed. Sorry. By speed. Good. Let me do it this way. So to make more sense. So I want to call that, I'll call print. Remember, we're using car one dot accelerate, and remember, as I made a variable, I made a parameter here when I called speed, so I increased it by 50, right? So when I do this, okay, and I run this code, you find out that the car speed has increased by 50. Who does not understand? Who does not understand? Do we all understand? Okay. So let's think of another method. Just before, let's just do one more so I can proceed to the concepts. Let's do one more. So you can tell me, okay, let's have driving. Okay, let's create a method called, okay, let's say def driver. Driver goes with self, and it goes with name driver. Okay, so I'll just return, put my S string. I say this car with the model as self.model is driven by what? By name driver. So if I use car one, if I call car one dot driver, what will it give me? If I have here car I let me duplicate this, comment this. So I have car1 dot driver, and here I have car2 dot driver. Okay, I put here Paul, and I put here Douglas. Okay, so if I have car2 dot driver, what will car2 dot driver give me? Who can help me out before I run the code? Car2 dot driver, what will it give me?
Douglas.
Huh? Would you give me what?
To give you the attribute of cartoon.
Look at it very well. Look at the method. So what will it give me?
View this car with the model as model of
So
that
what is the
car.
model of car2? What is the model of car2?
Venza.
Benza,
Venza.
good,
Venza.
good.
Is driven by Paul.
Yeah,
Douglas.
Douglas,
Douglas.
thank you. That is
Douglas,
it.
yes.
Good, we understand what we are doing. So you see that there is a change. The first one, car one, gives me this car with the model as Sienna is driven by Paul. While car two give me this car with the model as Venza is driven by Douglas. Okay, so quickly let's talk about the concept of a class. Right? No, from what we have seen so far, whenever you want to start a class, you must start with the keyword class and the class name. Then you must put this your column. Python know they use that column they play. Good. Then the attributes of the class is inside the class, and it goes with that self, like those things we saw. The attribute is just the same thing as the properties. Yes, that is the attributes that describe the properties of the class. Then the methods that are functions inside the class, right? So from these two classes we created, what are the methods here? What are the methods here? From the two classes we created, what are the methods? Yes.
Driver and accelerate.
Good. We have driver, we have accelerate. Thank you very much. Then we have that init. That init, is used for initializing a class, and it is called a constructor. It's called a constructor, which is a special method that runs when you create a class. So as I call the class name car, the automatically run that init. It will automatically run it, right? Good. So the objects, we saw the different objects we created. We created Tanya, we created Nelson, we created Bruce, we created Car1, Car2, we created Precious. All those things are objects. We get that? If you understand this, I think you are halfway in what's it called? In Python OOP. So clap for yourself if you understand those things I just mentioned. If nobody clapped, that's nobody understood. Okay, Irene clapped, good. Okay, Precious, good, 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 good. Okay, so let's move on. There are some things that are concepts, they are very core. You cannot talk about OOP without talking about them. Number one is encapsulation. Encapsulation. Huh? Good. Encapsulation is keeping you are hiding something. I think yes, that is it. You encap is to keep something inside the box, to hide something inside the box, not just literally hiding it, but you are hiding it inside something. Something like those capsules you take, you see that's red and yellow capsule or silver capsule. The real drugs is inside. It's not the capsule body that is the drug. If you take away that capsule and you take the drugs, it will still work. But don't do it too. I'm not a medical doctor. Good. So, but that is just an example of encapsulation, right? It's just like packaging. You are packaging something inside the written inside a box like that. So when we use encapsulation, it makes us to hide sensitive details. uh, you just like you want to carry money, for example, and travel. You don't want people to waylay you. You put them inside, you put it inside what is it called, a shoe, and they'll just look at it and say, "Ah, this one has shoe now, no money inside." That is encapsulation. Sorry, I'm using pidgin. I'm free to use any language. I hope I'm correct. Am I free to use any language?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay,
As long
thank
as you
you.
understand, no problem.
So now go there.
Ask Bruce,
Uh-huh.
if Bruce will understand though.
Okay, so we have an example here with a bank account, right? With bank accounts as the class name bank account. And in that class name bank account, let's see some things here so we can make use of, and we can make an example of encapsulation. So let me just instead of creating many things, let me just say OP, that's called encap.py. Let me just call this way. Then I call a class, I create a class, sorry, not call a class, call it bank accounts. Good. And in this class, I have my init. Sorry, I have my def underscore init. Good. And what do I want in the init? I want the owner of the bank account and also the balance of that particular account. So I want the owner, then I also want the balance. But I'm initializing the balance as 0, because at the point you are creating a bank account, the balance is automatically 0, except there's a promo running. Like at times when you buy SIM card, they'll say you see some balance there, but I was surprised when I went to Togo, nothing like that. Okay, so we have our to do our normal ritual. Save dot what dot owner. Okay, save dot owner is equal to what? Owner. Okay, then the other want to declare our balance, but this time around we want to make it hidden, that the balance is not just open like that. So we use the save dot dash dash two underscore before the balance, and this two underscore before the balance makes the balance what? A hidden variable, a hidden property. Do you get that? Who do not understand? Should I continue? So first and foremost, the person can deposit in the account. So let's create a def for deposits. And when the person is depositing, what does the person need when depositing? Actually, the person need, if he's depositing by himself, he needs just the amount, right? Needs amount. But if it's another person that is depositing, he needs the name. Are we correct? He needs the name of the depositor. Okay, let's say, okay, let's specify name here also. Good. So we have our return. First, before our return, we have the save, because it is hidden. Save dot balance is equal to what? Is equal to amount. But subsequently, I want it to be increasing automatically. So I have to use plus equal to amount. Hope we understand that. Do you understand that? And the name, I don't want the name to be static. So the name will be specified whenever it is being whenever the deposit is called, and it will not increase anything because I don't want it to increase anything in the properties. Okay, so I can go now ahead with my return, which is return f string to ease my stuff. I can say account has been credited with okay, let me just put this a deposit of what? Of amount by name was successful. New balance is what? Self dot what? Balance. Are we together? Congrats. Let me just use this. Congrats. Okay. Are we together? Or am I too fast?
We are together.
Okay. I thought I'm the only one talking myself here. Okay, so let's do something before we do other classes. Let's make an example with this. So we have let's create bank accounts. Let's say user 1 bank account. The name of that account, the owner of the account is Uche, and his balance is 0, right? By default is 0. But what about in a situation that is coming and say I want to create an account too, and I have this 2,000, add it to it? Here is a scenario. I did not create this. Let me do this. And this one is user 2, and the owner, okay, I will give it to Irene. And Irene went to the bank. I said, I want to create an account and I have 2,000 naira here. Go there. User 1 dot deposit, and the deposit was done by Precious. Precious deposited sorry, and the deposit 3,000, right? I have to do it the way I created the stuff. Okay, good. And I have this also for user 2, and 500 was deposited by Tanya. Okay, who can tell me the outcome of line 14? Another person tell me the outcome of line 15. Someone tell me the outcome of line 14. Someone tell me the outcome of line 15. Oh, is nobody here with me? Hello, somebody tell me the outcome of line 14, and someone tell me the outcome of line 15. Mike Ward, your hand is up. Mike Ward, your hand is up.
Okay, for line 14.
Ward is up.
Okay.
Is it a deposit of 2,000 by wait, let me see, Precious was
Uh-huh.
successful. New Balance is wait, okay, it's 3,000.
Okay.
3,000. New Balance is
Okay.
3,000. Congrats.
Okay. So line 15, Precious, I saw you were about talking then.
Yes, sir. A deposit of 500 by Tanya was successful. New balance is 500.
New Balance is 500.
New Balance 25.
Sorry, I can't see the code up.
Okay, good. New Balance is 25. Okay, that's okay. So you see it, that is it. So all of you are correct. Precious, you tried. Next time, look at the creation of the object before diving to the print. Okay, so let's look at another method. When you deposit in an account, you can also withdraw, right? So let's go and create the withdrawal. So I have this as a def, which is for withdraw. And when we are withdrawing, we need what? We need the self, yes, referring to the class. And what do we need? We need amounts, right? We need amount. This time we don't need the name, because if you are not the owner of the account, you cannot withdraw from the accounts. That is it. Okay, so what do we need to do first if we want to withdraw? If you go to the bank and you want to withdraw, will they just give you the money and tell you to go?
No.
No. So what will they do?
They check if you're the owner
Yeah,
of
they
the
check if
account.
you are the owner of the account. But in this scenario, okay, yes, they check if okay. So let's put that name here. Also, let's make that name here. Okay. Since we want to consider that change, check. Sorry. So the first will check if what if
You are the owner of
name
the account.
if name which is if name equal to yes,
Self.owner.
good, self.owner, then it should do what? Okay, so let's just do this thing. If not, if name not equal to self.owner, it should just return if you are not the owner. You are not the owner. This account belongs to who? Self dot owner. Good. So that's the first thing. It will just return it and leave the function, right? So
Yes.
what's the next thing we'll consider?
The amount, the balance.
The balance. Good. So we'll consider the balance. If the balance is what? If amount is greater than, yes, greater than self dot what? Self dot balance, then what should happen? It should return insufficient fund. Oh my god, I'm using 3F. Insufficient fund. Present balance. Present account balance is what? It's self dot. Is it balance? No, yes, it's self dot balance. Okay, I know why it's not bringing suggestion for me. Who can tell me what is wrong with this line 14? As I was
No F
typing, I
string.
noticed something was wrong. So I just note.
String
No
format.
F string.
Thank you. No F.
String.
Yeah, that is it. As I was typing, I just noticed it at once. Okay, so if it is greater, I will say insufficient fund. Okay, what about if it is less than or equal to? So that is if it is less than or equal to. Now there was one time in Nigeria banking system, they say you must leave 1,000 for your account. Do you remember that those days that some bank will tell you that it's 2,000, you must leave. Some bank will tell you that
Zenith Bank, yes, sir.
how will you do it? Because if I just go this way uh so in a situation like, okay, since it is not greater than, which means that the amount is less than. But if the amount is equal to, what should I do? I'll tell the person that you cannot withdraw because you must have a minimum balance of this. Am I correct? Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Good. So let's make this S. Is it S or L if? L if. L
If
if amount equal to self dot balance, then return F. You can't withdraw reason, you must have a minimum balance of, how much are we going to just use? 1,000 now. Good. And present.
Don't just do 1,000.
Huh? Is that what?
Maybe just 1,000.
Yes. We just want to use 1,000. Our objects, the objects 2 just have objects 2. Okay. Let's use 1,000. Let's use 1,000. Okay, let's use, because of we have 2, 5 and 3,000 when we create the object. Okay, let's make use of 2,000. 2,000 and present balance is what is safe dot balance. Is clear like this now. So it means that if it's not greater than, if it's not equal to, it means that automatically it is less than, right? So I can go straight and make my withdrawal, which is safe dot balance minus equal to amount. I have to deduct it, then I'll make the return now and say that successful. So I'll make the return now and say it return. What should it return? Let me have my F string. You have.
Thank you for banking with us.
Okay, I will include that. You then specify that you to be safe dot. I don't want to use safe now. Let me just go straight. Since I considered it, let me just say name. Just withdrew amount Thank you for banking with Zero to Hero Bank. Okay. Oh, this my stuff. More. Sorry, I forgot this to come out from this stuff. Okay, so this is it. Let's run it. Let's use the withdraw method. Are we together? Let's use the withdraw method. So at this point, let me print. Let me make print. I want to withdraw. Let me just for us to know that the withdrawal is taking place. So that they will not just come immediately. I make this. I'll do this. This place is withdraw. Good. Am I withdrawing 3,000 and the okay, good. And it is given Precious is withdrawing 3,000. So at this point, it will tell us what error will it tell us. First, let me make this that I created the object. Precious deposited 3,000 and she want to withdraw 2,000. But Precious is not the owner of the account. The account is owned by Uche. So this line 29 will give me error. It tell me that Precious is not the account of the account is not the owner of the account. But this one is 25 and I want to withdraw 2,500. And the person is the owner, which is Irene. Good. Are we together? Are we together? Hello, are we together?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so if we run this now, we'll see it playing. Right? Let me clear the screen. CLS. Is it CLS or Clay? Sorry, it's Clay. Good. So I have Python 3, OOP underscore encap dot py. Good. I run this. Okay, so let's see. It tells me a deposit of 3,000 Precious was successful. New balance is 3,000. Congratulations. Deposit of 5,000 was successful. New balance is 2,005. Congrats. Okay, I want to withdraw. The first one gave me an error message. You are not the owner. This account belongs to Uche because Precious is trying to withdraw, even though the money was lesser. Abi? Are we correct? Yes, the money was lesser, but the account is
Yes,
owned by Uche. So Precious is trying to withdraw. So Precious cannot withdraw in another person's account. Okay. The second one, a deposit of okay. Oh, sorry, I called deposit again instead of withdraw. Oh, when I'm trying to be fast. Let me clear again so that we'll see it play well. So Python 3 Python. They want to do OOP that has encap, and let me run it. Okay, we'll see this. And if someone tell me you can't withdraw, reason you must have a minimum balance of 2,000 and present balance is 25. You see, 25 is trying to present balance is 25 and the person is trying to withdraw 2,005. It cannot be possible. Do you understand?
yes,
So which condition we play here now? The condition that we play here is this condition can play here. So we have 25, you are trying to withdraw 5,000 and Irene is the owner, or this other condition can play very well when the amount is 1,000 and the account is Uche is trying to withdraw 1,000 from the account. So this one can be successful. So let me print this so that we can see it. Print successful conditions. Okay, so when we do this now, when we run this code, you see that it will work. It will work very well. Uh, so we have Python 3 is OOP underscore encap. Good. You see it. So the successful condition they worked. Are we together?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How
Yeah.
many persons are staying online? Because I know it is a minute to 10 and the class is supposed to end by 10 o'clock.
We
So
are
yeah,
still plenty here.
you say?
We are still much. We are still plenty.
Okay. So please be following me so that I can have the morale to continue the class. Okay, so let's look at another core concept of OOP, which is abstraction.
Excuse me, sir.
Abstraction, yeah?
Yeah, so I was looking forward to seeing where the NCAP would actually play very well. So I didn't really see.
Okay, where the encapsulation played. Okay,
Yes.
good and fine. So let's look at how we can get our accounts account balance. Hmm? Let's look how we can get our account balance. Let me comment all this. Just skip only the cars. Okay, good and fine. If I go to this place, I say print with a one dot account, sorry, dot balance. If I do this, I run the code. What do you see? Hello, sir.
I'm with you, sir.
You see what it's telling you?
Yes.
Good. But does it have the attribute balance?
Yes.
It do. It does rather, right? So if you
Yes.
use this now, if you try this now, see what it's telling you too. So you have hidden that balance. Nobody can access it.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
I get it, but how does it serve us since we are still showing the balance somewhere?
It is hidden from the users, but it's not hidden from the programmer. That is encapsulation. Now I am a user. Forget that I am programming now. A user access it from the front end, right? So if
Yeah.
this is for the front end, I want to get the owner. I can get the owner, right? I can use this and call the owner. It tells me Uche. But if I want to see the balance of Uche, no matter how I do it, I can't get the balance because it is hidden. If I do this
Mm,
dot, I can see this balance. But when I
yeah.
do this, it will not go through. It is still a
Okay.
problem. So it is hidden from the user, but it's not hidden from the programmer. The programmer has used it. Look at it.
Oh, oh, okay. So, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, some bank app you see that the balance is hidden, but you now ask them somewhere you click now and the balance will show. So in that
No,
situation, what will you do?
that one is just a front end control. It's not a back end control. But this encapsulation is a back end
Okay,
control.
okay, all right.
Just a situation whereby, let me give this so that you understand clearly. A situation whereby in a system you have the the user interface and the admin interface. There are things that the user cannot see that only the admin can see. Do you understand? No matter how the
Yes.
user tries to see them, you can't see them. When you are using when you are using Jam Portal, there are things that you as the candidate cannot do. You have to go to Jam CBT office and do it. And there are some things that Jam CBT office cannot do. They have to go to the state Jam office. And if you get to state Jam office, there are some things that they cannot do. They will refer you to the national headquarters because those things are encapsulated, are hidden from these various users. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
I think Tanya's hand is up. Tanya, do you
Okay,
have a
Tanya,
question?
please speak.
Yes, sir.
Your hand is up. Please speak.
Sir, please, is it safe to say OOP and CAP is the same to like Git ignore?
Okay, like encap in OOP is same like you can say something like that because git ignore does not send those files to git because those files are important. You don't want to expose them. So if I use encap in OOP, I don't want to expose it. Yeah, you can say it's the same. I don't want to expose it to the user. So in the same, in a similar terminology, you can use it. You can say that the same.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's discuss abstraction. Then maybe we'll call it a night. And then we'll continue from the next class. So abstraction, when we talk about abstraction, it means when you only show those things that matter to a particular user. When you only show those things that matter to a particular user. Sorry, I'm having a call now. Let me answer this call. Hello, good day, madam.
Mute your mic. Let me ask them some questions, Mr. Campo.
Okay, let me mute the mic now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. People of God, what is an attribute? Let me start from that. What is an attribute? And okay, first, what is an attribute? Who will answer that?
Attribute is like behavior.
Sorry?
It's like the behavior of something.
A behavior of a class. Okay.
Behavior of a class.
A
No,
variable in a class.
That's the characteristics.
A variable in a class.
Please, when everybody is speaking, nobody is speaking. I think I saw Tanya's hand up. Please, if you want to answer my question, just raise up your hand and I'll point, okay? Thank you. Who is answering, please? Tanya, your hand is up.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Attributes are data created in class.
Good. Data created in class. Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much. Dr. SD.
Okay, I wanted to say a variable created in a class.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, that's nice. Okay, Uchechukwu.
Okay, so I was saying that attributes are the characteristics of a particular class. So,
Characteristics. What exactly do you mean by characteristics?
like what shows you that this object belongs to this class. So let's say in the class card that we created, some of the characteristics or attributes that we specified were the color, the name, the brand, the type.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Uchechukwu. You guys are really following. Now, when we want to um, define a logic of a class, how do we do that? When we want to write a logic of a class, how do we do that? Or let me put the question another way. When we want to define an action of what a class should do, how should we do that? The first hand I see answers the question. Do you understand the question at all? Okay, Uchechukwu.
I think you are referring to the method of the class.
Sorry, come again.
I think you are referring to the method of
Yes.
a class. Yeah, so we simply define the method without, like defining a function under the class without the dunder or the constructs.
Good. Thank you. So the init dash, what is it called? Please, if you are raising your hand and your hand is still up, bring it down. Okay, so we will see new hands. The dash underscore init underscore dash. What do we call it, Tanya?
Initializer.
Initializer. Very good. Okay, so whenever we are writing a method, whenever we're writing, we know what a method is. The first parameter is it okay? Oh Lord, I've even answered it. Okay, whenever we are writing a method, it's always important to have the first parameter. Generally, by convention, what is that parameter called? Hello? Okay, Mr. Uche.
Self.
Very good. The first parameter is usually called self. Now, that doesn't mean if you want to change the name, you can't change it. You can change it to anything you like, but if you change it to anything you like, it works. But conventionally, it is known as self. Okay, last but not the least, what does encapsulation do? Wait, I need to point this time. Let me look for those that are not here. Those that have not answered question. Okay. Rosemary. Miss Rosemary. Okay, I think she's having network issues. Isabella. Miss Isabella, are you with us? Okay, let's not waste time. Who can help us answer the question?
Yes, I am, but I'm not able to.
Sorry?
I'm just listening in for now. I can't really speak where I am.
Okay, all right. No problem. So who is answering? Let's be fast, please.